Stocks do look to steady this morning after a 4-day loss, the longest in nearly 3 months, amid the ongoing growth concerns related to the pandemic. More importantly, though, today is the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. And all morning long, we are going to honor the lives lost that day. We're going to remember the heroes who responded and reflect on the impact on the community, of course, and the nation. Jim, the phrase is never forget, and we're going to work hard to make sure that we don't.
I think that it's imperative upon people to remember that there's a whole generation now of young people don't know it. There's a fantastic museum which shows you what the world was like the minute before and then after. I don't know how to create a mass pilgrimage to that museum, but you know, David, look, when you think about your kids, where were they when it happened? The answer is
they weren't on this planet. Yeah, no, they were not. But the memorial, of course, which we see quite often, given it's very close by, is an incredibly moving remembrance for so many of the people that we lost.
I find that I remember when I grew up, my father would say, listen, Pearl Harbor, he volunteered the day after. The day that lived in infamy. This is a day that lived in infamy, but I don't know how many people know that the day is.
Well, one thing we can do, of course, is go back and look at the video of that morning. It was a day, of course, in which our past colleague Mark Haynes was anchoring, along with Joe and David. This is the moment when Mark, I believe, was talking to Bill Nygren of Oakmark and had to cut away. Take a look.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you right now. We have a what appears to be a very serious. Is that the World Trade Tower?
Yeah.
This is
Mark. A plane hit it? They think so.
This is one of the towers of the World Trade Center in Manhattan, which is clearly heavily involved in a smoke situation, and one would assume there is fire.
It wasn't long after that moment, David, when you started checking in with your sources, having spoken to people who were talking to people in the building.
That's right. I remember getting a phone call from somebody who had spoken to somebody, I think, at Cramer, and they said, we think the plane has hit the building, which, you know, I shared on TV, and soon after we saw those pictures, but obviously there was still a great deal of uncertainty at that point. Always remember, of course, it was a magnificent day, very similar to the day we have today.